Who's ready for another unhinged client story? So this one happened like about a year ago, I believe now. It's now been a year. So let's name her Sonia. Thank you, Sonia, for letting me use your name from the last story. So Sonia was coming from New York. So we have girls that fly in all the time for their sessions. In fact, it's a huge percentage of our clients actually fly in for their shoot because we're the best and it's worth it. So a lot of people always ask me, well, how do you do the image reveal if I'm flying in for the session? Like I don't want to have to fly in twice. Because our image reveal is mandatory, you have to physically be at the studio for your image reveal. We have things that are amazing that make it very easy to get everything all done without having to come back. So we have something called same day image reveal. So it's where it's like an add-on. So you'll book it. So book your session and then you add on the same day image reveal. That way you can get your session and your image reveal done all in one day. So Sonia booked the same day image reveal because she came from New York. She came in for her session. It was awesome. Then right after the session, we send the client to lunch so they can go get some food, kind of like refuel because it's definitely a little bit of a workout. And then I get to editing. It takes me about 2 hours, maybe even a little bit less than that, to fully edit a session and get it ready in time for your image reveal. So we finished her session around 11 o'clock in the morning and we told Sonia, okay, you have 2 hours to go get some lunch, hang out for a bit, get some coffee, and then come back at 1 p.m. for your image reveal. 1 p.m. rolls by, her photos are done, beautiful, amazing. I've got them all edited, up on the screen, ready to go. Me and Amy are staring at each other at 1:15 going, what the heck is going on? And then 1:20 rolls around and that's when I'm like, okay, now we're past the grace period of being late. And she shouldn't have gone far because, she has to be back at 1 p.m. So I tell Amy, I'm like, okay, go ahead and draft up an email and a text to her to see if she's like on her way, if she's running late, like whatever the case may be. So we send her an email and a text that say, hey, it's 1:20 now. We're still waiting for your image reveal or at the studio for your image reveal. Just wanted to see where you were at, if you had an ETA. No response. So I'm like, okay, she must just be caught in weird traffic or she's still finishing up at lunch or whatever the case may be. Let's give her a little bit more time and see, what's going on. Because obviously I don't want to go home, when someone's supposed to be back for their image reveal, especially when they have flown in and that would just look bad on me. So I'm like, okay, we're going to wait a little bit. 2 o'clock rolls by. 2 p.m. We have now waited there for an hour when she was supposed to be there an hour ago and still no word from her. I decided to cut it at 2:15. When it hit 2:15, I was like, I don't know where she is. She's not responding. We've called several times, we've texted, and we've emailed with absolutely zero response. So we leave the studio. As we are driving back home, of course, we get an email that is from Sonia saying she is at Disneyland. Okay, now keep in mind, we are 12 minutes from Disneyland, a 12-minute drive from Disneyland. My studio is very close to Disneyland. So it's really, really common for people, especially when they're traveling, to come and then stay an extra day to go to Disneyland afterwards or to go after their session or whatever, but not when it's same day reveal. So she said, oh, I'm just at Disneyland for the remainder of the day, but I'll be there around 5 or 6. What? Sonia, this is not how that works. So I was really confused. I double checked the email to make sure it says, come back at 1 p.m., whatever the case may be. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't make a mistake on our end. And no, ma'am, we did not. We even told her when she was here at her session this morning, or that morning, I should say, hey, come back at 1 p.m. That's when your image reveal will be, and we will see you then. And she agreed to that. And it also is in the email that we sent her as well, just as a reminder. So I told Amy, I said, hey, because me and Amy carpool together because we're sisters and we live really close to each other. So anyway, so she was in the car and I told her, hey, can you draft up an email to her, let her know, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You can't just decide to come back at 5 or 6 p.m., which is whenever you feel like it. And tell her if you are close by and you're able to get to the studio in 15 to 30 minutes, then we would happily drive back and do the image reveal. Keeping in mind that would be about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes past the original time that we were supposed to be done, or supposed to be starting the image reveal. So what I did was I pulled over for a minute just because, we were talking to her. So I wanted to see if we'd get a response pretty quickly saying yeah, that's cool. And so I was going to turn around. So I parked for a minute and we didn't hear anything back for the first couple minutes. We sat in the car for another 20 minutes waiting for a response. We kept trying to call her, text her. She did not answer the phone. She would only email for some reason. So right when it hit 2:30, that's like when I was like, I'm done. No, we're going home. Like we're not getting a response. She's not answering the phone. I was done at that point. So I started driving home. We had not heard anything from her until 3:30 p.m. So at this time I was home and I was like in my PJs, ready to go to bed. 3 p.m. No, that's not accurate, but I was ready to just chill at home and do my thing. She basically said in the email, no, I'm not coming in and, I'm not going to be there at 2. Keep in mind, she messaged us this way past the time that I told her we would go back and wait. And so she's like, no, I won't be there at that time. Well, no, duh, you're not here. So clearly you will not be here. And she was like, we're just at Disneyland for the day. So I'll see you at 5 or 6. She said that again. And I was like, what are we not understanding? I'm not going to be at the studio at 5 or 6. And for all of you who are wondering, yes, that, when you come in for your same day reveal, we give you an estimated time that you will come back for your image reveal before you even book your session. So we'll even say like, I see you're booking same day reveal. It will be about 2 hours after the session ends, which is anywhere between like this time and this time. So they have a time frame way before. So it's not like I just sprung this on her last minute. So I just emailed her back and I said, hey, Sonia, I'm really sorry. You are going to have to reschedule your image reveal because, you didn't show up to your image reveal. I hope you have so much fun at Disneyland. Please let me know when you'd like to reschedule. Maybe you're in town for a couple more days and we can do it. We actually have an opening tomorrow is what I said, I think. I'm pretty sure we had an opening the next day. And then we didn't hear anything until I get a phone call that she's ringing my door at the studio. So I get calls that, say someone's at the door. And that was at 6:30 p.m. So not even the time frame that she stated that she was going to be there. I did not answer because I was like, hell no, I'm sorry, but that's literally 6.5 hours late. No, thank you. Or 5.5 hours late. Whatever. Whatever. It was very late. Anyway, so then I got a really angry email saying, I've been at your studio for the last 5 minutes and you guys have not been answering. You've been at my studio for 5 minutes when I waited there for an hour and a half afterwards. Okay. Yeah, that seems logical. And so I told her again, hey, I don't know if you saw my last email, but we are going to have to reschedule you since you were 5.5 to 6.5 hours late. So let me know when that's possible. And I did not hear back from her the remainder of the night. I gave her the whole next day to respond. So I messaged back in the morning and I said, hey, Sonia, I haven't heard from you. We really do need to get your image reveal on the books. If I don't hear from you, then I'm going to have to charge you the cancellation fee, which is $2,000. She did not respond. She went home to New York, never came back for her image reveal. And then I charged her card on file because I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You just wasted our fucking time. Charged her card on file, it went through, and then she decided to email me bitching about the $2,000. I'm like, well, you literally never showed up and then went home. Then you flew home not showing up. And then she was like, well, I did show up. It was at 6:30. And I'm like, that doesn't count. Ugh.